Let me tell you something most people will never understand. This grind, this pain, this war inside your head, it ain't for the world to get. It's for wow to live through. Stop expecting people to clap for you, feel bad for you, or even recognize you. No one understands this life because it's not their path to walk. You're out here battling demons they can't even see. They sleep comfortably while you're up at 4 a.m. dragging yourself through hell just to get better. You train, you bleed, you suffer, not for likes, not for followers, not for sympathy, but because your pain has purpose and the suffering has direction. You've been underestimated, laughed at, abandoned, doubted. That's fuel. That's all you ever needed. Every scar on your soul is a reminder of what you overcame. When no one was watching, when no one believed, when no one cared. They don't understand the discipline it takes to keep showing up with no results. They don't get the mindset it takes to say, I'm not done. Even when your body says, I can't. They don't understand because they haven't lived through your storms. They haven't been punched by life over and over and still chosen this path. This relentless pursuit of greatness. It's lonely, it's brutal, it's cold, but it's real. And if you can sit in that pain long enough, something inside you changes. You stop caring about being understood. You stop needing validation. And you start becoming something unstoppable. This isn't for the weak. This isn't for the soft. This is for the chosen few who make a decision every day to get after it when no one is watching, when no one believes, when no one understands. People will never understand your pain. Stop expecting them to. People will never truly understand what you go through. They can see the results, the outer shell, maybe even the setbacks, but they will never feel the war that rages in your mind. That's the truth. You can try to explain it, scream it, post about it, write books about it. But unless someone has walked through fire like you have, they won't feel the burn. And the worst part, we waste years trying to get them to see it, trying to justify our grind, hoping they'll finally say, I get it now. They won't. That moment will never come because your pain is custom made. It was designed specifically for you. They didn't lose what you lost. They didn't fight what you fought. They didn't bleed the way you bled. You see, the path of growth is invisible. People only notice once you've transformed, but they weren't there for the early mornings, the sleepless nights, the voices in your head saying, give up. They didn't see the self-doubt ripping you apart, the loneliness that made you question your own value, the days where you were one breath away from breaking down. They didn't carry your burden, and they never will. That's why they'll always judge you by surface level metrics, money, status, muscles, followers. But you're not doing this for any of that. You're doing it because you had to, because it was either evolve or die inside. You want them to get it. You want someone to look you in the eyes and say, damn, I know exactly what you're going through. But what happens when that never comes? What happens when your closest people minimize your struggle? When they tell you you're being too extreme, too obsessive, too intense? That's when you learn this journey isn't about being understood. It's about understanding yourself. It's about finding peace in the chaos, power in the silence, and meaning in the suffering. Stop asking for people to validate your journey. They can't. It's not built for them. And here's the kicker: when you finally do breakthrough, when you level up, rise, conquer, they'll act like they knew it all along. They'll pretend they supported you. They'll show up when the pain is gone and the glory is present. That's human nature. People cheer for the result, never the process. Don't hate them for it. Applause that matters is the one you give yourself when you wake up and say, I didn't quit. That's real. That's power. When you suffer in silence, there's a beauty in it. You're sharpening your blade without the world watching. You're not waiting on sympathy. You're creating strength. And while the world questions you, while they misunderstand you, you're becoming something they've never seen before. Something relentless. Something unbreakable. Something forged through pain. You don't need them to get it. You need them to doubt you. That's where the edge comes from. That's where the fire is lit. So, when the voices say they don't understand you, you smile because they're not supposed to. That's how you know you're doing something rare, something real, something that requires obsession, isolation, grit, and discomfort. That's the cost of transformation. And the moment you let go of needing approval, needing sympathy, needing to be to break free, you finally become dangerous. You finally become you. Your discipline is built in silence. No applause, no validation. It doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't announce itself. Discipline is forged in silence when no one's around to see it. It's you versus you at 400 a.m. when the alarm goes off and the bed feels like heaven. It's you saying, now, when everything inside you screams, Wes, to comfort. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous. And it damn sure doesn't come with likes, followers, or cheering fans. Discipline is a private war that only you know you're fighting. And that's why it's so powerful, because it's real. When you build discipline, there's no crowd, no camera, no validation. No one's clapping when you choose the hard route. No one sees you meal prepping, grinding your workout, turning down distractions, or studying when everyone else is partying. You're stacking wins in silence. And every one of those silent victories, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Most people can't do this. They're addicted to being seen, to being validated, but not you. You understand this is personal. It's between you and your mission. See, discipline doesn't need motivation. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. Motivation comes and goes like a drug, but discipline stays. It doesn't ask how you feel. It tells you what needs to be done and dares you to execute it. It demands consistency. It doesn't care if you're tired, sore, unmotivated, heartbroken, or stressed. It says, show up anyway, every single day. And the more you obey it, the more powerful you become, the more dangerous you become. Because while others are waiting to feel ready, you're already 10 miles ahead. The thing is, no one's going to hand you a trophy for being disciplined. No one will congratulate you for choosing the hard path when the easy one was right there. But that's the point. You don't do it for applause. You do it because you owe it to yourself. You do it because your goals aren't suggestions. They're obligations. You do it because there's a version of you that lives on the other side of suffering, and discipline is the only vehicle that gets you there. Every rep, every sacrifice, every cold morning, it's carving you into something lethal. People talk a big game about goals, dreams, success. But when it comes time to suffer in silence, most fold. They want the rewards without the isolation. They want the victory without the grind, but not you. You understand the truth. No one is coming to push you. No one is going to clap for you. That's your job. That's the burden of greatness. You carry it every single day in the dark while the world sleeps. And every time you do, you get sharper, more relentless. That's how the disciplines separate themselves. So when you lace up those shoes or hit that cold shower or stare down the gym when your body's aching, remember this, no one is watching, but you are. And that's the only one that matters. Discipline doesn't need an audience. Discipline just needs a decision. And once you make it, you never go back. You don't need noise. You don't need attention. You just need the silence and the courage to keep showing up inside it. You are at war every day, and that's a good thing. Every single day you wake up, you're stepping on a battlefield, not a physical one, but a mental one, a war zone where your comfort is the enemy. Your laziness is the enemy. Your excuses, your past, your fears, your doubts, they're all lined up, ready to strike the second you hesitate. This war isn't a one-time fight. 2, it doesn't end when you accomplish one goal or hit one milestone. It resets every morning. And that's exactly why you need to develop the mindset of a soldier. A relentless warrior who doesn't flinch, who doesn't negotiate, who doesn't retreat. The people around you might not see the battle. They see your calm face, your steady grind, your focused eyes, but they have no clue what you're battling inside. The thoughts that scream, give up. The memories that haunt you. The weight of expectations and the pressure to keep pushing when your tank is empty. This is the fight no one talks about. But this is where greatness is born. Not in the spotlight, but in the trenches of your mind. And the truth is, if you're not at war every day, you're not growing. You're not chasing anything real. Most people run from this battle. They hide behind comfort. They take the easy way out because it's safe. It's predictable. It's painless. But you're not built like them. You welcome the struggle because you know something they don't. Pain is progress in disguise. Every time you go to war with yourself and come out the other side stronger, you've just earned something no one can give you: self-respect. The kind of respect that comes from knowing you fought the fight no one else saw and you won. Every day is a test. Can you push past the voice that tells you to hit snooze? Can you silence the voice that says, you've done enough? Can you go to war with your weaker self and break it down until only strength remains? This is what separates beasts from sheep. This is the grind most won't even attempt, and that's why it's worth everything. If it were easy, it wouldn't be valuable. It wouldn't change you. That war inside you, it's there to break what's soft, weak, and average in you. So let it. What you need to understand is this war never ends. And that's not a curse, it's a blessing. Because the second the war stops, the second you start coasting, you begin to rot. You begin to slide back into mediocrity. The struggle is what keeps you alive. It's what keeps you sharp. That edge you've got, it was carved out by pain, pressure resistance, and repetition. You earned it through battle. Don't ever wish it away. Don't ever pray for peace when you haven't earned it through chaos. Stay in that's where the growth lives. The battlefield is where you learn who you are. It's where you strip away the lies, the ego, the comfort, and get face to face with the raw, broken version of yourself. And when you do that every day, when you choose to go to war instead of hide, you become dangerous. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you're willing to fight when no one else will. You're willing to suffer, bleed, crawl, and claw your way forward while others stand still. That's why you win. That's why you dominate. And you choose it every damn day. Nobody sees the nights you cry or the days you bleed. There's a version of this grind no one talks about. The version where you're alone in a dark room, staring at the ceiling, broken, exhausted, questioning everything. The version where the world is asleep and you're wide awake, carrying pain that no one else even knows exists. The truth is, nobody sees the nights you cry. Nobody sees when you're breaking down at 2 a.m. after giving everything you've got and still coming up short. They don't see the silent screams, the hidden bruises on your soul, the moments where it would have been easier to just quit and disappear. They only see the surface, the muscles, the wins, the confidence, but they don't see the toll it takes. They don't see the emotional blood you shed trying to level up, trying to become someone the old you would respect. You're fighting battles behind closed doors while they scroll past your progress like it was handed to you. They don't know about the injuries you pushed through, the heartbreaks you carried into the gym, the doubt that tried to strangle you every time you dared to dream bigger. They only see the highlight reel. They don't see the pain it took to press record. Some of the hardest moments in your life will never be witnessed. No audience, no camera, no support, just raw struggle. That's where real warriors are made. The day you show up broken and still give it everything, that's the day that defines you. Not the days when you feel good, not the days when it's easy, but those dark, cold, painful days when you're emotionally tapped out and still refuse to tap out physically. That's what no one sees. That's what no one will understand. But that's what builds something in you that can't be explained, only felt. You need to understand that validation will never come during those moments. There's no crowd cheering for you when you cry in the shower after failing. No one's waiting outside your door with a trophy when you fight depression just to get your shoes on. But every time you choose not to quit in those moments, you become more. Every tear, every scar, every lonely step forward, it's all stacking up, silently crafting a version of you that's lethal. That's unstoppable. That's carved out of suffering and stitched together with resilience. Don't be fooled by what people post or say. No one's going to broadcast their rock bottom. No one's going to show you the nights they almost gave up. But that doesn't mean they didn't have them. You're not weak because you cry. You're not soft because you bleed. That you kept going through it. You kept waking up. You kept showing up. That pain you hide, it's your weapon. That's what builds grit, drive, and fire inside of you. That's what separates real ones from pretenders. So when you feel like no one sees your pain, good. That means it's yours. That means you're the one carrying it, owning it, and transforming through it. You don't need an audience. You don't need recognition. Because deep down, when it's just you and your demons, you'll find out exactly who you are. And if you keep pushing in that darkness, if you keep moving through the pain, you'll come out the other side forged by fire, and no one will be able to break you again. They mock what they can't comprehend. Let that fuel you. When you start pushing yourself beyond the limits they're comfortable with, people will talk. They'll mock you, laugh at your obsession, call you extreme, tell you you're doing too much. But what they're really doing is revealing themselves. They're showing you they don't have the capacity to comprehend the level of commitment it takes to chase something real. People mock what they don't understand. And if you're not ready for that hate, if you're not mentally armored for that criticism, you'll fold. But if you're locked in, focused, and built for war, you'll use that noise as fuel. They call you crazy for waking up at 4 a.m. to train. They joke about how disciplined you are while they sit in their comfort zones doing nothing. They don't understand why you skip the parties, why you say no to short pleasure, why you sacrifice sleep, comfort, and validation for what? For something they can't even see yet. That's the point. You see the vision. You feel the hunger. They don't, and they never will until it's too late. Until you're so far ahead, they can't even keep up with your shadow. Every sarcastic comment, every eye roll, that's your advantage, that's your gasoline. When people laugh, take notes. When they doubt you, double down. Don't explain your grind. Don't justify your mindset. You owe them nothing. Let your results speak. Let your discipline echo through every action. Because while they're laughing now, they'll be watching later. Trust me, they always do. And when that time comes, it won't be to cheer. It'll be to study. It'll be to figure out how you built when all they did was mock it. Mockery is projection. It's their insecurity trying to pull you back to their level. See, when you commit to becoming more, you threaten people's sense of normal. You become a mirror for their excuses. Your effort exposes their laziness. Your grind highlights their complacency. So instead of leveling up, they tear down. That's weak energy. That's coward energy. But it's everywhere. And if you're not mentally tough, you'll start watering yourself down to make others comfortable. That's the death of greatness. To blend in. You were born to burn bright. Let them laugh. Let them misunderstand. That's not your concern. Stay locked in. Keep grinding in silence. Keep sharpening your edge. While they waste energy judging you, you're stacking victories. You're building something real, something solid, something that will outlast every joke, every doubt, every insult. One day, those same people who mocked your discipline will ask you how you did it. And in that moment, you won't need to say a word. Your life will be the answer. Your scars will speak. Your results will scream. So every time they laugh, smile. Every time they question you, keep walking. Don't defend your grind. Intensify it. Don't shrink to fit their box. Blow the box up. They can't comprehend it because it's not for them. It's for you. It's for the version of yourself you're becoming. And if they can't understand that, let them sit on the sidelines and mock. You've got work to do.